2, as you can see, there's an option called Active Directory Sites and Services. So I'll click on that. Now, this concept is very easy.
Okay.
If you have understood the theory that I've told you, then this is very easy. Okay. Now, what you see here is Active Directory creates a site by the name of default first site name. That is what Active Directory creates.
Okay.
And if you double click on it, and it puts everybody in the same location. This is DC, is server 2, right? So we've got these two DCs in our environment. And as I said, what is the first step? Let's go to the first step. What is the first step? Oh, ये सब निकाल दिया मैंने. ठीक है. Anyway, I'll define the first step once again. First step is to create a site. Second step is to add
DC
into the site. Third step is to create associate the subnet with the site.
That would be the network path that we just spoke about, right?
Absolutely. So we have to associate the subnet with the site. We have to say which location is using which subnet. And finally, the fourth step is to create a site link.
Because when you do IP config, we see the subnet for each user. So
Right.
by that,
Right.
to know
Right.
location is from. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's do that. Let's go to the steps. So the first thing is to create a site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click sites and I'm going to say new site. I'm going to give a name to the site and let's call this the Mumbai site. And let's leave the default IP site link. We're not going to change this. I'm going to create a new site link later on. Okay. So your default I'm not use करेंगे. We'll create a new site link later. I'm just creating the Mumbai site. That's it. And it's saying do all of this, which I'm going to do. And Mumbai site has been created. Do we have any servers in Mumbai currently? No. So we have to go to the default site and we have to move a particular server, which I believe is in Mumbai. I move it to the Mumbai site. Simple. Just like, moving a file from a folder. Similarly, I'll create one more site. New site. Same process. Chennai. Use the default site link. Say OK. And then what I do is I go to default first site. I take server 2 and I move that to Chennai. Say OK. Done. So what do I have? I've got a DC in Mumbai and I've got another DC in Chennai. So the first step is done. So what did I do? Let's go back. First step, create a site, add the DC into the site, right?
Yeah.
Third step is what? Associate the subnet with the site. So to do that, I need to first define subnets. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, new subnet. And let's say Mumbai is using 192.168.0.0/24. This is what Mumbai is using. So I select Mumbai and I say, okay, that's it. Simple.
Michael, but when I didn't load that quickly. So when we went to, can you just close this and do the subnet part slowly once?
Yeah, sure. So you select the subnet. And what I did is right click. And I said, new subnet.
Okay, I can see it.
And now I define the subnet that.
Okay, and then you choose the location. So the subnet and the location get mapped to each other.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I select this Mumbai. I do it
once again
right
for Chennai.
New subnet.
Right.
And this time I'm going to 10.0.0/8. And this I'm associating
Chennai.
Say okay, done. So what step is over? This step is over. Associate the subnet with the site. And the last step is to create something known as inter-site transport or something known as site link. So to do that, I will click on IP. I've got two options. One is IP and SMTP. SMTP is a very slow protocol. It's used for slow band links. Nowadays, we really don't have that. So we'll go for IP, which is used for fast links and all that. So I'm going to right-click IP, and I'm going to say new site link. and I'm going to give a name to this link.
But
Let me call this.
Michael, why are we doing this interstate?
Yeah, why we're doing this is because once you create two sites together, we
Hmm.
created Mumbai
Mhm.
and we created Chennai.
Okay.
Won't they talk to each other? In order so that they
Yes.
talk to each other, we need to link them together.
Right. And that is transport thing
Yeah,
comes into play.
exactly. And then we also need to control the replication when they will replicate.
Yeah. The
In
scheduling
order
part.
to do that, yeah, in scheduling part, we will need the site link. Site link does two things. It links them together and it also does the scheduling of the replication. So I've given the name link Mumbai and Chennai so that, and I'm going to add Chennai into it and I'm going to add Mumbai into it so that I'm telling it you're linking whom with whom. Chennai is going to be linked with Mumbai. So it says sites in the site link. And then I click on OK. And then when I double
Michael,
click on this, yeah.
question. Let's say we have what, 50
No,
or
no,
80
first,
locations.
so when I double click on this, I see the site link and I can also see that they replicate every 180 minutes, right? If I want, I can change this to another number. I don't want them to replicate every 180 minutes. Probably I want them to replicate every 60 minutes, so say for example.
Hmm.
And then I can also change the schedule where I can define when the replications are available, not available. See, blue meaning it is all available. Okay, let us say on Sunday, let's say on this time, this particular time, I don't want it to be available. For example, I can change the colors from here. So for this white time, it is not available. All the blue time, it is available. Like that.
Okay.
So this is where we schedule. So it says schedule for the link, right? So we
Hmm.
can change the replication interval, how often they will replicate, and we can change the
Right.
schedule, from what time to what time and all of that stuff.
And the time frame, 60 minutes, 100
Yes,
minutes or whatever.
correct, correct, correct. So now, what is your question now?
If we had, say, 70 locations, I was just thinking, is all of this done manually? Which I think should
Yes.
not be the case.
No. I know you're thinking that it should not be the case, but then it's all done manually. Yes.
Oh, okay. Next question. What we have a new site coming up? Let's say this is an organization wherein every 1 month there's a new site coming up. So every time again for that new site, this will need to be done manually.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.